that song. Yeah, that's a cool song. That's part two from my most recent um, album I released on my Circuits FM YouTube channel. That's my second YouTube channel, and that's from Triangular Fusion Between Worlds, a sci-fi musical odyssey. So that's actually my favorite album so far. I really like that album, that song. I mean, it's still obviously it still has that progression. It's still very progressive, but it's a little bit on the lighter side. Anyway, good morning, good evening. I messed that up. Let me try this again. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I don't think that's the first time I ever messed that up. Anyway, it's great to be back with you. I hope you are doing well. I am your host. You can watch and listen to me on YouTube, Rumble, and X. And you can check out my videos at engineeride.com, which I will share with you here in a second. I create these videos in the style of classic radio, so you can listen while working out in the gym, or morning, afternoon, evening walks around the neighborhood, or while you are doing chores or cleaning the house. The activity is up to you. I'm glad you chose to include me in your life. Please like, share, and subscribe because it does feed the AI algorithm. And finally, please post your comments and questions below. It'd be wonderful to hear from you. And let's jump into it. We're not going to jump directly into the article. I'm going to show you Circuits FM. So let me blow this up a little bit for you. There we go. So Triangular Fusion Between Worlds, a sci-fi musical odyssey. That's the song you just heard in the opening, and that's at Circuits FM. Of course, you can either put that in the search in YouTube, or you could go to Add Engineer IDE and scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's there as well as a sister station. And then, of course, I talked about this in the last episode as well. I'm going to show you engineeride.com. Now, remember, this is the one I spoke about in the last episode. Now, I'm still considering doing a full episode on this. I think I will, just to kind of give you my feedback. But this landing page, website, ChatGPT helped me build it. It took me about 30 minutes. Now, there were some other things that went into it that I had to spin up and go through. So in reality, it was longer than 30 minutes. But as far as getting all this stuff ready to go, I think in total time, it's about 30 minutes. As far as development time is concerned. But I can talk about that in a different episode. I will have my most recent featured videos from YouTube, and then of course shorts, AI shorts. I've started releasing AI shorts as well, and that right now is static, but will become dynamic in the future, and I'll do some other stuff to it as I go. But just needed to get the landing page up. And if you have a website and you're having trouble getting it deployed and you are focusing on too much at one time, I'll tell you what, skim it down to one page and just deploy it. Basics. Get it out the door. Get it on the internet. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur, which I hope you are, veteran, go ahead and get that website deployed. It needs to be on the web. The longer it's on the web, the better for you. And if you have any questions, you know what? You could hit me up on X at Engineer IDE. You could hit me up here on YouTube down in the comments section. If you have questions, please let me know. And with that, we will jump into tonight's article. Here we go. Right on. So I put this in my article section. Now, this is from Business Insider. So likely I'll delete it after this video. Maybe I'll keep it up. Some things you can kind of get away with on X that I couldn't get away with on other websites. Point is, I would have kept using Business Insider, but It's kind of an unusable website. It's a pain in the butt to use. Just put too much stuff. Just for the developers out there, website developers, you're overloading your websites. They're unusable. There's just too much going on. Just too much. Everyone prefers to be on a lean, clean website. Look, if you need to promote stuff, but find a way to do it that's not distracting for your readers. That's all I'm saying. But I still want to promote. I'm using the article. I want to give you credit for it. It's your article. So I want to give you credit for it because you're helping me. So I want to, like I said, this is at Business Insider. Title of the article, Nvidia's partnership with Taco Bell means AI could soon do more than take your drive-thru order. Right? It's by Alex Bitter. Hope Alex isn't too bitter about this. And Emma Cosgrove. And again, this is from Business Insider. This article is just from a couple weeks ago. First point of the article. As I get my notes ready. First point of the article. Taco Bell is using AI for drive-thru orders through a partnership with Nvidia. Now, we will get into this in a little bit. We'll elaborate on this. But if you've watched my previous episodes on restaurants, for some reason, and I don't know what it is, I've done quite a few episodes on AI in restaurants. I think this might be my 5th episode. Because I did a McDonald's I did one on McDonald's and AI. I did one on Wendy's and AI. That was the previous episode. Not the last episode, but it was a previous restaurant episode. And this one, and then, like I said, 2 others before that I have to go back and watch and review. But I think this is a fascinating environment, fascinating use case to explore AI. No matter if you understand how to build AIs from scratch, or if you use AI prompts, chatbots like ChatGPT, Grok, Perplexity, Leo, Brave Leo. Leo is for you use the Brave web browser. Leo is their AI. I use Deep AI for images, mostly. But anyway, it's AI is becoming an intricate part of our life. And you may not even know it. Maybe you do know it. You're interacting with AI as you go through the drive-thru. Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut. I believe Taco Bell belongs to the same company as Pizza Hut now, and KFC, which is Yum Brands. We'll get into that here in a second. But let's continue on with the article's points here. Voice AI adoption is growing in fast food, and with mixed results from McDonald's and Wendy's. Well, if you, like I said before, if you listen to this channel, I mean, that is correct. They've had mixed results, but Wendy's had positive results. McDonald's utilized IBM for 3 years. That didn't work out, and now McDonald's is moving on to Google. Wendy's was already using Google. And now we see Taco Bell, what we will see later, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC, they all belong to the same company now. And so they're going to be using Nvidia. And there's another article I'm going to do, not tonight because it'll be way too long. It's an episode on itself, but I'm going to do an article on Nvidia from Nvidia's statement point of view on their blog, talking about Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and the companies they're supporting. But that's going to get into some of the hardware stuff. So this is a very interesting topic. It's a very interesting use case, as we call it out in industry. If you're in engineering, it's used a lot in software. That's kind of percolated over to hardware and integration of software and hardware. We'll use terms like use case. So it's a very interesting use case for us, restaurants. And by the way, Restaurants have high failure rates. They can go out of business very, very easily. Local policies can run restaurants out of business very quickly. Minimum wage comes to mind. Doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. That's a cost for a restaurant, for any business. By the way, any business in a zip code, that's a cost. City council can pass a minimum wage. Minimum wage goes up. You are paying your customers. You work at a fast food restaurant. You run a fast food chain. No matter if you are, a general manager running a corporate, let's say in this case, a corporate Taco Bell, or if you are a franchisee running a franchise for Taco Bell, you have to consider these things. And that minimum wage goes up. That means you have to pay your employees more. But that's a cost. Now your costs go up. Your revenue minus costs equals profits. And those are slim pickings, slim margins, as they would say, for those restaurants, for fast food. And if you're a mom and pop shop and you don't have the support of a corporation or you're, let's say, a franchise with the support of a corporation, it's much more difficult. So they're going to utilize AI. They're going to try to implement AI into their business model, into their structure, into their business as quickly as possible. It's still going to take a while. In the case of McDonald's, it's already taken more than 3 years, probably going on to 4 or 5 years now. In the case of Wendy's, they're going into years. It worked really well for the first 100 restaurants, and they're scaling to 600. And we'll get into those numbers here in a bit. So they have an incentive to utilize AI because AI can help speed up their process for the drive-thru and improve quality and accuracy. Some restaurants are using the term speed and quality. Other restaurants are using the term speed and accuracy. That will make their systems more efficient, and that will save them money. And you ask yourself, yeah, but they'll put AI will decrease the number of employees. Excuse me. Not necessarily. As we saw in the case of Wendy's, the person who works the drive-thru, that person is now monitoring AI. The skill set has changed. The job has changed. Even if you got rid of the drive-thru person, you still have to hire another person in order to monitor AI or to help AI. AI frees up the other employees so they can be more efficient, or it can help the employees. Again, this is a tool. You're going to hear on social media, it's magic. AI is magic. Just magic. No, it's a tool. We would not use it if it wasn't superior to us. That's the thing about, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in any of my episodes before. I should mention this now, and I'll try to mention this more often. We don't use a piece of technology that's inferior to us. Every single piece of technology we use is superior to us in some way. In some way, it's superior to us. Yes, I have used this, but not like this. I haven't been so explicit about it, where I've said it's superior to us. For example, your washer and dryer. Your washer is better at washing than you are. It is superior than you, and has the doubly effect of allowing you to be able to go do other stuff. So now you can go do other stuff. You don't have to sit there and scrub your clothes. It takes too much time. It's a waste of time. Why sit there, scrub your clothes for 3 hours? Now you can go do study for 3 hours. Dryer. It takes 45 minutes to dry your clothes. You'd have to take your clothes outside, put them on the line. They'd have to dry out, But then you have people live next door to you. Maybe they're, burning wood or something like that, or burning plastic. I don't know. Now your clothes smell like that. Those two pieces of technology are superior to us. Your truck, your vehicle, superior to us. Imagine how long it'd take you to walk 50 miles. Imagine how long it would take you to ride on a horse 50 miles. Imagine how long it would take you to ride in a buggy, horse and buggy, 50 miles, or a bike 50 miles. Your car and your truck are superior to you. Plus, you can carry a lot of gear with you, equipment, whatever, clothes, bags. Does not matter. Makes things more efficient. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Let's keep going here. Third point, Yum Brands plans to roll out voice ordering to about 500 restaurants starting next quarter. Yeah, is this the first set of restaurants? And I think they tell us here in a second. I mean, recall Wendy's is scaling from 100 to 600 locations, like I said before. Let's continue on here. Article continues. AI is already taking orders at hundreds of Taco Bell restaurants. Okay, that answers our question right there. And there's more to come from tech. Cool. How many Taco Bell restaurants are we using? Is AI using? Then put that into the article. That was the nice thing about the previous episode. They gave us those numbers in the articles. Let's go here. We'll continue here. Soon, for example, it might be able to see how many cars are waiting in the drive-thru and suggest items to shorten the wait time. Joe Park, Chief Digital and Technology Officer at Yum Brands, that's what parent company is called now. Taco Bell's parent company, there you go. Told Business Insider. So I might be stealing my thunder a little bit because I've read this article a few times. By the way, that isn't a quick solution. But the article leaves out, and Joe Park doesn't mention, is that this solution will take multiple teams, development, technology integration, and testing. It's going to take a lot of work. A lot of trial and error. But I believe, and I quote, I believe he says that at the end of the article. That's what Joe says. He says trial and error. I believe that's what he says. Let's continue here. Right now, another quote from Joe. We just know there's a car at the speaker, Park said. Using AI could allow the store to see that there are 5 cars in line, which could be useful. How would that be useful? By the way, post your comments and questions below. I'd love to hear from you. It does help the channel. It really does. I notice I've been picking up followers. Thank you to my new followers. I appreciate you. I notice my viewership has gone up. I appreciate those who have been viewing me. Even if you're not following me, I appreciate you. If I could earn your follow today or your subscription here on YouTube, that'd be great. You can also feel free to contact me or follow me on X. By the way, the quickest way to get me to follow you back on X is if you interact with my content. And as I grow on X, let's say I have 1,300 followers now. I think I'm close to 1,350. That'll go up. I'm growing slowly, but I'm growing. Maybe perhaps someday I have 50,000 followers. If you interact with my content, I'll follow you back. Not too holier than thou. Definitely not like that. Some people are, but that's not me. That's not yours truly. Let's continue here. Article continues. You might want to suggest selling some quicker turnover items versus big complex things that might take longer, so we can make sure our customers have great speed of service, Park said. That's kind of, Joe, that's kind of corporate speak. Because I could ask you the question, what if the customer wants something complex? But this has to do with efficiency and quality, efficiency and accuracy, and not letting the customer wait. If they're doing fast food, they want to maintain fast food. They want to maintain that impression that they're getting their food fast. So I I don't know if this is true. Maybe it's just the neighborhood I live in, but I feel like fast food is becoming more. Hmm, it's becoming more of an experience. It's still called fast food, but it's kind of changing a little bit. This, if you walked into a McDonald's in the last couple of years, they're really nice now. And the menu's been changing somewhat. I don't like the lunch or dinner food at McDonald's, Mickey D's. I like the breakfast, but they have like a steak bagel now that you can get for breakfast. It's like a steak bagel sandwich from McDonald's. Sounds weird. But if you're going to get something fast, you would avoid McDonald's and go someplace else and get something like that. Get your protein. Hey, these companies are competing just like everyone else in the marketplace, and God bless them for it. Let's continue here. Let's get back on track. Yum Brands on Tuesday announced a strategic partnership with Nvidia, the chip firm that has cornered most of the market in AI computing. Right, and I'll do more videos on Nvidia. I think I need to do more videos on Nvidia to build what I'm doing on this channel. If you've been listening, and by the way, feel free to go back and binge all of my all of my episodes from the beginning if you like. You'll see how I've grown over the process, how the channel has evolved, how my style has evolved, how the episodes have evolved. But it is all tending in a direction, right? This channel is about investigating AI in the marketplace. What can we learn about the integration of AI in the marketplace? And I'm giving you that from the point of view who's somebody who has studied AI. I've said this on social media, so I don't on X and here on YouTube, so I don't have to hide it. I've undergrad was in math and systems, grad school, AI, electrical engineering, software engineering. I work in industry as an engineer. I've worked in multiple positions as an engineer. Currently, right now, I'm working on 2 projects, getting ready to work probably 3 or 4 in the next month. I've worked on projects everywhere from the prototype development phase all the way to production. And in a startup I did everything from the idea to actually trying to deploy it in the market. And that was with a different product, different from what I'm using right, or different from the products I'm helping build right now, build and test. So anyway, Yum Brands is, partnering with Nvidia. And of course, if you're a viewer of this channel, you know now that IBM, Google, and Nvidia are competing and are the players in this market. And so we'll continue this. This exploration of what's happening in the market, where AI is working and where AI is not working. There's no magic here. If AI is working, we're going to give credit. I gave credit the other day. In my last episode, I gave credit that, yeah, AI helped me build a landing page, and I did it in very little time. It reduced my workload by quite a bit. And now I'm trying to find other places where I can utilize it, especially at work. I don't see anybody at work using it. We have an AI system. I've started using it to help me out. So we're definitely pro AI here, but we don't think it's magic. We know it's not magic because we know there's mathematics underneath. And on top of mathematics, that's compute or computers, computation. And then that gives us the things we want. music, art, so on and so forth. Anyway, let's get back to the article. Um, while Nvidia has become a top tech player by designing, let me see. Oh, I gotta scroll down here. Let me have that. All right. While Nvidia has become a top tech player by designing the graphics processing units, GPUs, that power most AI, it has also become important in building software that allows less technical companies to harness it. So basically, every companies ranging from technical to non-technical companies would make Wendy's. What if Wendy's is going with Google, but would Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza, would it be considered technical companies? Probably not. They have technology, but they're not tech companies. Right. And by the way, NVIDIA is playing in other areas too, not just restaurants. So what NVIDIA is doing is interesting. I believe I have another article about NVIDIA, but this is actually not having to do with restaurants. So they give us some idea of how, where NVIDIA is expanding in the marketplace. Let's continue here. NVIDIA and Taco Bell have already been testing voice AI for ordering at drive-thrus at some locations. The companies say they're looking at whether AI will be useful elsewhere at Yum restaurants. So, what is the data? What is the data saying? That's what we want. Recall Wendy's Fresh AI had an 86% success rate without assistance. I talked about this in the previous episode, in a previous episode. And a 99% success rate with assistance. So in other words, Fresh AI was successful without any type of person, any type of assistance, or this is a person, 86% of the time. We could get that up to 99% if it had assistance. And I believe that was at their first 100 restaurants because to them that was successful. And so they scaled to 600 restaurants from there. I believe that's how that worked out. And let's continue here. Other fast food chains have also experimented with AI, especially at their drive-thrus. McDonald's rolled out voice AI to drive-thrus at about 100 restaurants with IBM before ending the pilot last year. Again, remember, we talked about that in this first episode, dealing with McDonald's, about how McDonald's had that contract or relationship with IBM for 3 years. It didn't work out the way they wanted it to. And they ended that, and then they're moving on with Google. And I believe that McDonald's had an order accuracy in the 80% range. And McDonald's wanted it greater than, or they wanted it 95% or greater. So that was one of the reasons why they ended it. And they had some other issues, as we'll see here in the next paragraph. Some McDonald's customers said that the AI tool got their orders wrong in videos posted on social media. The company then pulled the tech, saying that voice AI will be a part of the restaurant's future. Right. So they got publicity they didn't want. They went viral, and it wasn't meeting expectations. So they ended the relationship. And that makes sense. It makes sense from their point of view. See, let me organize my notes. I have notes all over my desk right now. Let's continue here. Wendy's is adding voice AI to hundreds of restaurants this year. The company says that its systems accuracy is improving. And CEO Kirk Tanner said last month that he personally tested it a few times a week. Well, he clearly likes it. But we don't make decisions based off of, well, we do, all of our decisions are irrational. But that's a different conversation. I don't want to open up that can of worms. But if you're testing a piece of technology, it's nice that the CEO likes it. But if it doesn't bring in money, the CEO is going to not like it very quickly. So it has to make money. And it'd be nice if Business Insider provided some more data. Be really nice. And if you're a viewer of this channel, you watched a McDonald's episode, you know what the data says. Well, at least most of it. Let's continue here. Yum plans to roll out voice ordering to about 500 restaurants, including Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, KFC, and Habit Burger and Grill, starting in the second quarter of 2025, Park said. All right. So, what is the proportional breakdown of the 500 restaurants? In other words, how many are Pizza Huts? How many are Taco Bells? How many are KFCs? And how many are Habit Burger and Grill? So I'm assuming if they have multiple restaurants, not all 5 of them are going to be Taco Bell. They're going to diversify it a little bit, see how AI plays in those different restaurants. Because those different restaurants all have their own internal processes. Yes, in some ways might be similar to one another, but there also might be some different things going on. So just because AI works in one doesn't mean it works in another. That's where all the testing comes in, and they're going to have to do a lot of testing. Let's continue here. Still, Andrew Sun, Nvidia's director of business development for retail, said several things have to go right for AI to equal the experience of ordering from a human. Thank you. That's right. It has to do what people expect it to do. It has to be superior. It has to help improve things. If it doesn't, nobody's going to use it. It's going to go away the dodo bird. Let's continue here. The quality and speed. Quality and speed. Remember, I talked about that earlier in this episode. Of the AI models can make the difference between a successful and frustrating conversation with an AI order taker. Quality and speed. And that's what restaurants are looking for, quality and speed. Now they're talking about the AI models. We're talking about the output to the customers. Because these are the pain points, right? In Wendy's statement, which you can see in the Wendy's episode, if you go back and watch the Wendy's episode, accuracy and speed were emphasized. And we'll go back through that right now. How about that? So again, Wendy's talked about speed and accuracy. And I'll read from their statement here. I have their statement here from Wendy's. This was back December 23. So 2023. So this was a year and a half ago. So they say speed. The benefits of speed of service continue throughout the time a customer is in the drive-thru, with one test site showing service times 22 seconds faster than the Columbus market average. The technology is allowing restaurant teams to focus on preparing and completing orders to serve up quality and speed. Right. So AI is taking some of the grunt work away from people making the food, operations of the food. The second part, remember, speed's the first one, accuracy is the second. So here's accuracy. Other companies working in this space define the term accuracy as any order that is started by the AI assistant and submitted to the point of sale system. This also includes orders where a crew member joins the conversation to correct an inaccuracy. With this as a benchmark, Wendy's Fresh AI success rate can be nearly 99%. Again, it's 99% with assistance. Let's continue. At our accuracy, this is from the Wendy's statement, our accuracy during the pilot, measured as the percentage of orders successfully handled by Wendy's Fresh AI without restaurant team member intervention, averaged 86%. And we would expect the average to only increase. Well, you would expect it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Because you're going from 100 to 600 stores. You had an 86% success rate without assistance and 99% success rate with assistance. We shall see. if those numbers can be maintained or increase. We do not know. But that's why we're going to test it. So let's continue here with our article of the day. Quote, we've all seen what a poor drive-through experience could look like when it goes viral in a bad way. And we want to make sure our team members have a great experience, Park said. Right. Wendy said the same thing. Wendy said, just like he is, when the customer has a bad experience, the employee has a better experience. Right. Because the customer is not yelling at the employee. So the employees can have a better day. And for some people, that's worth a lot. That means something. So we know AI can help or hurt. AI is not doing what's supposed to be doing. People are going to get frustrated and they're going to take out, not on the AI, on the humans. That's who they're going to take it out on. Doesn't matter if we believe that's right or wrong. That's what's going to happen. Let's see. Let's continue here. Park said Nvidia's approach of providing a speech recognition model, a ready-made package of software and tools for specific tasks called microservices, and ongoing support should make the difference. But just keep this in mind. Remember what I said before in previous episodes about speech recognition. It'll have to account for accents. And accents are wide and diverse here in the United States. 50 states. Some of the states speak a similar accent, but a lot of states have a different accent. So AI is going to have to figure that out. Let's carry on here. Yet, the quote here from the article, you're going to have to build relationships with your customers and your team members to have trust in the system and not shut it off. He said, yes, right, because relationships are central. AI won't change that. Relationships are relationships. They will stand the test of time. Remember, at the end of the day, a customer would rather yell at a human manager than an AI manager. They need somebody to take their frustrations out on. You didn't get my burger correct. Why didn't you take off the damn pickles? Something like that. You know, you ordered fries instead of onion rings. Although onion rings do sound tasty. It's stuff like that. People take it personally. Look, people make mistakes and mess up. You take it back. They'll fix your order. They'll give you something for free. It's not that difficult. But most people will just get bent out. Not most people. There are a few people who get bent out of shape over it. Well, some people are like, whatever, it's wrong. But point of this is always check your food before you leave. Make sure you get the right food before you drive all the way home. Because then when you get home, it's not the right thing. Yeah, it's kind of pissed me off before. Let's see. Let's continue here. He said an off-the-shelf large language model wouldn't be good enough in a scenario where plenty of menu item names are specific to Taco Bell. For example, Park explained that the AI needs to recognize a limonada instead of lemonade. It's fascinating. Yeah, let me scroll this down so you can see it. Probably didn't see that last part. Continue here. Improving voice AI's accuracy will involve trial and error. Remember, I said that before. So Park's going to say it involves trial and error. That's right. Lots and lots of testing to make sure it works. And finally here, that's such a big unsaid part of AI and getting it to work, he added. He is correct. I think he has some idea that the problem involves integrating different technologies, customers, and employees. It's a complex system. To be frank, it's a complex system. So you're going to have to manage all that. It's not easy. This is not an easy problem. Integrating technology is never an easy problem. In some situations, it's more easier than others, but generally it takes some work. So I'm going to finish this off with my final 3 questions. I do this every once in a while. Final 3. I don't think I've done this a couple episodes. Final 3 questions. I should incorporate this. Keep incorporating this at the end of my episodes. So it provides you something to think about as you as we close out this episode and provides you an opportunity to do some pondering about this topic. And I hope you enjoy the topic. I know I do. I find this stuff really fascinating. And I think my channel will resonate with people who find this type of thinking fascinating, these types of subjects fascinating, learning more about technology in the market. I learned from doing these episodes. I learned myself because, I'll get the articles. I'll read through the articles. I read articles, a lot of articles. Most of the articles I read, I don't even use for episodes. I just find stuff that's interesting. I think it's interesting. Hopefully you think it's interesting. I find topics that are related to earlier topics I do, so I can kind of build on them like you're reading a book. It's one thing I do with this. I've done a couple episodes on like dating apps and sex bots and stuff like that. I'll probably do those every once in a while for fun. But, this is definitely not going to be a red pill station or channel. All right. I talk about AI in markets. So we're integrating technology and economics. And we're trying to learn more about what's happening with AI in the marketplace. So that way, at the very least, you listen to my channel, you listen to my episodes, and then you go into a space and you talk about the magical AI. You can see a distinction between what I'm saying and what they're saying. And then you can make your own choice. Is what Doc's saying? Does that make sense? Is that reasonable? Based off of what he's saying? Remember, I'm the guy who's talking about AI is going to increase the number of jobs in the marketplace, not decrease, not even keep the same. It's going to increase. Universities are already responding to it. Just a few short years ago, they started undergraduate degrees, bachelors of science and data science because of the demand in the marketplace. Now you can see master's degrees in AI, PhDs in AI. That means there is a demand for research and there's a demand for those jobs in the marketplace. And AI is having to become a part of everyone's toolkit. Because the recruiters want you to know everything. The recruiters are so ridiculous sometimes. The stuff they want. It's like, do you know all 50 programming languages? I think there's more than 50, but I always say that. It's all 50 programming languages. And I talked to the other engineers. I said, yeah, they want you to know 50 programming languages. And they laugh because they know it's true. That's the recruiters want you to know all the programming languages. You don't know them all, right? I mean, you know them all, right? It's like, no, I don't know them all. Well, then you're just not going to be a good fit for the job. You mean, wait, what? Because the companies will always, this is a bit of an aside, the companies will always ask if you know like 10 times the number of programming languages that you actually know. But you'll end up using the one that's like the most useless for other jobs. It's so funny. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be funny. It shouldn't be funny because it actually doesn't help your career. But it's true. I've had these conversations with other engineers. So that's why my job, I've been provided an interesting opportunity. I'm going to try to incorporate as much Python as possible in my job. That way I have that in my back pocket just in case. Python's a good language to learn. It's a good scripting language to learn. And as a Python programmer, you can make a lot of money. Now, I'm not a Python programmer. I'm just using Python to help me in my job because I see a need for it. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. Let's get to these three final questions. All right. So first question, can AI ever truly replace the human touch in customer service? Especially in something as fast-paced as drive-thru. I say no. I don't think so. I think we're always going to need that human touch. AI could help improve that, but it'll help improve the process so the person you interact with that'll be much more pleasant because the orders will be correct. It's not the orders are correct and you get rid of the people. Somebody needs to serve the food, all this. Robots aren't coming anytime soon. Not like that. Maybe I should do an episode on that too. Second question. As fast food chains invest in automation, what happens to the role of human workers? And how should companies balance efficiency with employment? No. Doesn't mean the employees go away. AI, employees go away. No. That does not follow. We need to go through what the business is. What are their internal systems and processes? Computers, tech have already helped McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC. You don't walk into a fast food restaurant, they do not have a computer. They just call it something different. Well, they have their own, the manager will have a computer that might have, monitors for French fries and burgers where they're getting, orders and stuff like that. And the person up at the front, we used to call that, that's a cash register with the register, but that's all electronic now. It's basically a computer. They put that data in, it goes into a database, comes out, you get your change or it charges your credit card or whatever. It's all software, it's all electronics underneath hardware. That didn't get rid of anybody. It optimized the system. To me, that's how AI makes sense. It optimizes the system. Will there be some jobs that will be destroyed from AI? Yes. But in every previous technological revolution, the number of jobs and industries that have been destroyed have been 5x, 6x'd by the number of jobs and industries that have been created. Every single one. There is no exception. So why would I believe this is the one that does it? By the way, it could happen. There's no reason for me to believe it would happen. None. Go back and watch the previous episodes. I talk about what's happening in those fast food restaurants. Again, we're not getting rid of the drive-thru person. That person's taking on a different role. We watch in real time as one job is destroyed, but another job is created. All that happened was that person was transferred from one job to another. It won't happen in every instance like that. But it just happened to be nice and tidy for us this time. Last question. Will customers embrace AI drive-thrus if it means faster service? I would say yes. As long as it's accurate. As long as it's accurate and they get their orders. Or, here's the second part of it, or will early tech frustration slow down adoption? And that might happen in some places. Happened in the case of McDonald's. AI wasn't meeting the expectations of what McDonald's wanted. McDonald's went viral because of some of the interactions that customers had with AI. So they put an end to that relationship with IBM, and now they're starting a relationship with Google. IBM lost a lot of money on that. Now Google's going to make a lot of money if they can get it to work like they are with Wendy's, if it's acceptable. And if they can minimize the virality of some situations. It just depends. So we're still in the beginning stages. Still a lot of growing to do, still a lot of integrating to do, still a lot of testing to do. All technologies need to be tested. They all do. So Anyway, that's all I have for today. Were there any questions you thought I should have asked? Were there any questions I missed? If so, please post them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. In addition, please like, share, and subscribe because it does help the channel. It really does. It does help the channel. Your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscriptions, that all helps. Even if just a little bit, it all adds up. It really does. And I want to say thank you for that. I want to say thank you to the more than 1,300 followers I have on X. I want to say, thank you to the more than 30 followers I have on YouTube. I want to say thank you to the followers I have on Rumble. I have less there, so I need to spend more time over on Rumble as well. And don't forget to check out engineeride.com. Please give that a visit if you have some time, a couple of minutes, and just see how AI built a landing page. I did give it a prompt. That's mostly the design I was looking for. And I've heard it works really well on cell phone as well. Loads quickly. It's easy to use, get around. That's exactly what I was going for. So anyway, thank you again. And with that, I will see you in the next episode.